Welcome back to another episode of Weekly Wahala. It's your girl Crystal Tweneboah, and on today's episode of Weekly Wahala, we're going to be talking about DR Music responding to the bullying allegations made by Leia's supposedly bullying allegations, saying that Fatou had bullied her. So originally I didn't really want to talk about it because I felt like I was late on this story. I was late to the scene, so I was like, oh, maybe like nobody feels like my opinion is valid or whatever. But I thought obviously because DR Music has responded, even though they took their time, I thought let me just come out and make a story, make a video about that and sort of give my opinions. So it's safe to say that I love Blackswan. When I found out about Blackswan, obviously I saw Fatou's picture and I saw like a beautiful black girl and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm so excited for this. I didn't really like their debut song. I think the one called Tonight. I wasn't really a fan of that, but I still obviously supported them and gave them a chance. And their new recent comeback, Close to Me, it's literally a bop. Like Fatou's bars and her rapping, like totally secured it for me. They did amazing like in this comeback. You can tell that they're really improving because even like when you look at their wardrobe, they went from having like really thin sort of clothing, which obviously because their entertainment company is not that well off and it's not it's not a big company, so they're making the most of with what they have. So but you can tell now that their wardrobing, the staging, using the backup dancers, the use of like the clothing, the dancing, the choreography, they've really put in the work, and I really like support Blackswan and I love Blackswan for that. So obviously it came out like about a week ago that Fatou was allegedly bullying Leia, who is like the two members of the group. And so I think basically to give a quick breakdown, just in case nobody knows about the story, which I'll be shocked about because like it's what's been trending for a couple of days, but anyway, it's all started when Leia's mother supposedly told a sort of a blog, a Twitter blog, I think Access Leia, I think that's what it was called, that which is like a Twitter fan account made for Leia. So basically Leia's mother apparently told this Twitter blog that Fatou is bullying her daughter. Obviously that was also where a lot people gave it the side eye, because at first it was just Fatou, and then the blame also got extended to Younghan, who's also the leader of Blackswan, and she also got accused of bullying Leia. But obviously Fatou got all the smoke. Nobody wanted to deliver no smoke to Younghan, which I find very hypocritical. Obviously I don't want to wish bullying or no, I don't want to wish like attacks or like fans attacking anybody, but I find it ironic how like, oh yeah, Leia's been bullied, but everybody wants to give the smoke to Fatou and nobody wants to, like, you don't want to address Younghan as well, supposedly bullying Leia. Okay then. Imagine that. Anyway, so people were angry. They took to Fatou's Instagram, social media, and basically started calling her the N-word and various racial slurs, which I can't really say that I'm not saying I'm not shocked, to be quite fair. That's what people resort to nowadays, and it's just low of people, you claim that bullying is wrong, but then you inherently go back on your word and go and bully someone else, even though obviously this is alleged.
That doesn't make no sense, my man.
And so then after that, Fatou came out and did like a long post, basically people called it the exposing of Leia, but basically Fatou gave her side, which was rightfully which was justified, because like there was this allegation came all of a sudden. Everybody went, and instead of obviously the entertainment company DR Music dropped the ball. Like while this was going on, they didn't come out and address it. But obviously I felt like Fatou, this was necessary. She needed to defend herself, and she did. She basically talked about that Leia was basically a headache to the staff and the members. She basically, like, she feels like the whole world and the whole group should revolve around her, which they can't. She talked about like an experience at a certain music show. Like, they were obviously during their comeback, the manager must have said, go take individual solo pictures. And while Fatou said that she was doing that, and Leia said, oh, let's take a selfie, and Fatou said no, I need to do my work. The manager has told us to like take individual solo selfies, so that's what I'm doing. And obviously Leia took offense to it. So, but I don't think that that was bullying. But anyway, so she also, Fatou also talked about an experience where Leia was on the phone call to her friend in Brazil, and Leia said something like, when I leave the group, I'm going to expose them all, which I don't know whether I feel like maybe she's foreshadowing that she's gonna leave or something, because if you're so into Blackswan and you want to be in the group, why would you be making these, like, you know, it makes it seem like this whole thing was premeditated. But anyway, but obviously the one that obviously I feel like hurt, like, not like, yeah, it hurt my heart a little bit, was when Fatou talked about the Belgium trip, that apparently they went to Belgium, and Fatou's family live in Belgium, so she was allowed to go see her family, and apparently Leia was disrespectful to Fatou's family, and so like that's when they had that big argument. But one thing that I believe, you know, because a lot of people have saying that, oh, Leia has given her, like, or Leia's mother has said her side, and Fatou said her side. So a lot of people are saying that, oh, they're remaining in the middle, they don't know what, like, to give about the situation. But I feel like one thing that I did take from Fatou's statement was that she didn't, you know, I mean, she said the truth, and she said, you know, this is what's going on. But there was, like, when I read that part about the Belgian trip, she did say that, like, okay, yeah, I did, you know, because obviously I felt like she disrespected my family. I let her have it, and I did say some unkind words, which obviously takes a lot, like, well, it's her basically admitting Fatou admitting that, you know what, maybe I did say some hurtful stuff and it might have hurt her feelings. But like I said, it's not, this doesn't really, I don't know, like, it's not really equating to bullying. But anyway, yeah, so that's why I felt like I believed it a little bit, because like Fatou didn't come out and completely say, oh, she was completely in the wrong. She did state, this is what happened, you guys make your opinion, you guys make your assumptions from it, which I respect. So of course, while this whole situation was playing out, you know, everybody was thinking, including me, where the managers at, because I feel like we can look at the situation and say, oh, well, DR Music is a small entertainment company and they're just starting off. But okay, if you're small and you've only got like, okay, like Blackswan is the main thing that the main group that you're focusing on, like, surely, like, your attention should be on them. Like, I just don't understand. And it was just upsetting to see, especially when, like, watching Fatou go through the racial attacks, and, you know, you're looking around for, like, a company to actually come and, you know, seek legal action and say that, hey, if you leave a racial, like, a racist message under it, we're going to seek legal action, we're going to, like, take, like, I wanted something to be done about this. And it's just like watching her go through this on her own, and it's just like, especially watching as a black person, it wasn't nice to watch. But so basically we're here today now, and basically like 2-3 days ago, DR Music released a statement about everything. They did admit that they were obviously slow in handling everything, and that they're learning, like, how to, like, sort of, like, take the reins and be like a company and stuff like that, which I do respect. I'm glad that they addressed that they were slow in this. Even as well too, I'm not, like, obviously they must have a manager that's with the girls 24/7. That's like, no, I'm not saying that the CEO has to be involved, because maybe they've got other stuff to do. But, like, for example, like, if this was happening with, like, I don't know, a group in YG or a group in JYP, I don't expect, like, JYP to be involved in every single, like, he's got a lot of groups to handle. I don't expect him to be, but it's the idea that they have managers, like, that's what the managers are there for. So what was the manager doing the whole, anyway? So they also admitted that, they also talked about, like what Fatou, like a little bit of what Fatou was talking about. So, like, they said that it was constructive disputes, shouldn't be marked as bullying. So basically saying that, you know, them arguing, or, you know, them having a little bit of, like, a pick at each other, like, that shouldn't really be equated to as bullying, which I do agree. So they also addressed the racism and said that the racism shouldn't be tolerated. Then the one that the sort of the sentence that made me, you know, when you read like somebody, like you hear something or you read a statement, you're thinking, this don't sound right.
Oh, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
It said Fatou and Leia will prove through various activities that their friendship has not changed, and that's when I was lost. Through this whole situation, I feel like this whole situation reminds me of like if you were like there during the time of like Fifth Harmony. I mean, I didn't really stand Fifth Harmony, but like especially looking at what Normani had to go through when I think there was an issue where a lot of like Camilla's fans thought that who's another member of Fifth Harmony thought that Normani was shading Camilla, so they all ran to basically like racially abuse Normani, and it's like what I felt like it was happening again, like watching like that breakdown. And the whole time I'm thinking that, like, you know, yes, like, you know, a lot of people can turn around and blame, like I felt like when like obviously the black K-pop fans were talking about this and saying that what's gonna happen with the racism, a lot of people were saying, oh, don't blame Leia, you know, she can't control her crazy fans or whatever. But it's like, yeah, Leia can't, I mean Fatou can't, like, you know, she can't like, she's not gonna meet the internet trolls who are calling her the N-word and all these awful racial slurs, but she's going to be more angry at, like, Leia's the one who's gonna live with her, like she's gonna be more angry and she's gonna like feel some type of way with Leia. And I feel like that's what, like, I feel like, you know, that's the whole thing what even Normani had to go through, like having to sit there and be in a group of somebody who has like incited this like racial violence against you, and you have to sit there and smile and be happy. Like, nah, that's literally, I'm not a big fan of that at all. I would also hate that, you know, like that's, I don't even know what they mean that they have to like prove to, like through various activities. I don't want them to have to like hug or sit next to each other and smile and like knowing that it's fake. Like I don't know. I just,
y'all can't be that dumb.
Like, what are they gonna have to do to prove their friendship? I feel like I believe Fatou, she, you know, pinpointed areas that she was wrong, and, you know, or areas where she must have thought like maybe, I feel like Leia is a little bit sensitive, and you know, she might probably be that person where it, you know, if you say like no or like I don't want to do this at the moment in time, she might take it personally. And also sort of Judy, a lot of things that people are pinpointing is that Judy and Younghoon are still cool with Fatou. So clearly there's a common denominator here. If Fatou's the bully, then why is everybody still friends and still cool with Fatou? But one of the things that the most funniest thing is that when DR Music put out the statement, and they put out the statement, I saw it on like the blog All K-pop. Shout out to All K-pop. I saw that on the blog, and I went on YouTube just to be like, oh, like let me just watch another video or something. And like right on, like as soon as I logged into my YouTube, there was a video from like, I think it was Music Core, and like Blackswan was on Music Core, and it just said like it'd been posted a couple of hours ago. So I was like, I was actually annoyed by that, because I was like, why is everybody acting like nothing has happened? Because like, let's just say, okay, like, you know, let's I don't know whether it's come out that somebody's lying or somebody's like who's lying or who's not, but let's just say, okay, let's just say that Leia is telling the truth and Leia has been bullied. Like, why would you make Leia stay in a, like, because obviously they're in a dorm, why would you let Leia stay in an environment with somebody who she's been bullied? If anybody who knows, like, who has been bullied and who knows, like, you know, who has had the experience of being bullied. I've been bullied before. I was the, you know, I came from Ghana, an African country, and I went to an all-white primary school, and I literally, like, the children didn't take it so well, like, being in an all-white, I know what it's like to be bullied. You won't want to be in an environment where people are bullying you every day. So why would they make her, like, so let's look at both sides. And that's why I feel like I'm angry at DR Music, because like it's not enough. This statement is not enough. Like, I feel like they're putting like the money first and the success first, And that's like, I just don't like it at all, because it's like, okay, let's just say that Leia is being bullied. Why is she being made to stay in a dorm with her bully? Why is she getting made to stand on a stage with her bully? Like, could you imagine going through that? And then obviously, let's just say that if Fatou is telling the truth, which I think she's telling the truth, is my opinion. But like, let's just say that Fatou is telling the truth. Like, why is everybody brushing off the fact that she's been racially abused and attacked for no reason at all? Like, why is that okay? Like, Fatou's career, her reputation, like her mental health, keep going, her bag, her money. Like, I know that these K-pop idols don't really make that much money, and I don't feel like Blackswan is making an astronomical amount of money, but it's like she could have been ruined from this experience because somebody decided to lie. And it's like, and because her, like, for some unknown reason, her mother decided to make up a lie and ruin her career because Fatou is clearly the most popular, in my opinion. But like, yeah, like, that's what's annoying me about this situation, because somebody's career could have been ruined, and we're here on a music show doing Close to Me. Like, I'm like, if it was me, I would not be happy at all. Like, could you imagine being in especially, I'm speaking to people who've been like, obviously accused of lying or even racially abused before. If you've been called the N-word, or you've been racially attacked before because of the color of your skin or your nationality, could you imagine having to stay in a dorm room with somebody who's lied on you, and that you've had to deal with racism because of this person has lied on you, and you want me to stand on stage and perform with this person? Are you crazy? Bro, it's actually getting me annoyed. But yeah, like, I feel like, and also like, now a lot of people are going to read into this now, because every time that you see Black Swan, people are going to be zooming in to the picture like, oh, Fatou rolls her eyes at Leia, like it must mean that there's tensions. I feel like they're not going to get over this. So, and I feel like, I'm going to say something which is probably going to be unpopular, but like, I feel like to stop all of this, like, sometimes we tend to frown on the K-pop industry and say, oh, the rules are too tight, these idols don't get no freedom, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, yeah, I understand that. I'm for an advocate. I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh, the K-pop idols are having a good old funky time, being K-pop idols, because when the curtains are closed, they're probably not having the time of their life. They're not getting paid fairly. They're not getting free time. They're not getting ample rest. They're not getting their privacy. Like, we can go on and on and on. But at the same time, I sort of like how like, sort of everything is like, I feel like when you look at K-pop, comparing the the lives of K-pop idols to the Western artists, there's some things like, shout out to anybody who knows the story of what's happening this week with Danny Lay and or last week, Danny Lay and the baby. Like, could you imagine if that was like, I don't know, one famous K-pop idol, insert name here. I don't want to sort of put somebody's name in it because maybe their fans will get annoyed. But like, could you imagine if the baby, like a K-pop idol, was on live arguing with his baby mother? Like, I like how K-pop is very, I don't want to say strict, but everything is done properly, in the sense of that, like, nobody's embarrassing themselves. And like, sometimes we say that, oh, it sucks that these K-pop idols don't get to be on their phones, don't get to do this, and don't get to, and yeah, I get it, but it's like, you want to be you're a Westerner and you want to come and do K-pop, but you don't want to follow K-pop rules, and you want to do this and you want to do that. And I feel like this is also why that's happened, that like, they have to sort of limit that contact and limit that, because I feel like when you say that, a lot of people are going to get annoyed and be like, oh, what do you mean they're not allowed to speak to their family and stuff like that? They can, but I feel like you have to be mindful of what they say. I also feel like that part has to be addressed, like the whole, because obviously what started it was Leia speaking to her friends, speaking to her family members, her quote-unquote mother, who has come out and said, this about the blog. And it's like, I get it from a mother's concern. Like, if you felt like your child was being bullied, you'd want something to be done about it. But I feel like there's that lack of media training. That's what I'm talking about. That was what I was looking for, the lack of media training. Like, these K-pop idols who have put in time, 10 years, 15, even more years to be in the position, because I feel like the training that these K-pop artists go through, that the K-pop idols go through, they're not just singing and dancing. They're going through media training. They're going through, like, how to, like, speak and, like, you know, there's intricate things that go into being a K-pop idol. It's not easy. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that K-pop should be shut off and no Westerners and stuff like that. I enjoy that DR music is doing something different and that they want to put in international artists and like a mix of, you know, like they said in their statement that they like to, you know, that's their vibe. They like to put in like, you know, a mix of different people from different cultures in a group together. That's fine, but you also have to be, you know, if you want to do this and be in the K-pop industry, you have to take it seriously. You have to also do the training that these team idols want to do. Like want to do the training. You can't have your cake and eat it. You can't come in and say, oh, I want to do K-pop and I want to be a K-pop idol, but like you don't want to follow the rules and you don't want to do the things that in turn, like that's what's gonna shape you and shape your idol experience. So I feel like, yeah, that's it. I mean, I don't want to like stretch it too much. Like this video is like going to be 22 minutes, like it's looking 22 minutes long, but yeah, that's sort of that's sort of like the last thing, that everything was just messy. Like the idea of this person's talking on their phone to their parents and this that, like you don't see any other group behaving like this, because like I said, they've gone through these years of training, and like that media training is intricate. So yeah, I feel like they need, like with all that as well, to the managers and the company, they need to have a strict conversations with the girls on what conversations you're having with, like on the phone or whatever it is, like with your family members, and like there has to be protocol on like stuff like this. I feel like, yeah, like I don't feel like a statement is enough. I would hope, you know, I'm not in the company, but I would hope that this stuff is taken seriously, because like I said, like at this moment it's looking like throw the whole company away, because like this stuff is just, it's messy, like for a group that's literally just, you know, is doing so well, and like this has to break it down. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you reached the end, thank you so much for watching my video. Please like, comment and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of DR's statement. Let me know what you guys think of the whole situation. Like I said, like there are people who are saying that they don't want to pick sides, they don't want to, because like some people don't know whether Fatou was bullying, some people don't know whether Leia was lying, and you know, well, that's fair. You know, people are gonna, you know, stick for whoever they want to stick up for. I do hope, I do know that the truth is somewhere, and that you know, the truth is gonna come out in the end. But like I said, it's like, let's just say, it's just I'm annoyed with how casual everything is, that like this could have basically ruined an individual, like whoever it is, like whoever's telling the truth, this could have ruined them. And you know, and we're brushing this off, like we're brushing this away under the carpet, and we're gonna go on a music show and dance like everything's cool, when like,
My friend, come on. They should give us a break.
anyway, I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you. Bye guys.